What's up, guys? Chapter 8. Ha, dun, 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 dun. Hello, hi. Welcome back to a fantastic chemistry podcast. My name is Pete. I'm your host. Tuski is my co-host, and he's somewhere. I don't know where he is. Anyway, we're on chapter 8. Dun, 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 dun. You probably think this is annoying. How are you guys doing? Doing great? I'm doing great. I put makeup on. I feel great today, so I'm great and look amazing. Thank you. All right. Before we get into this episode, so let's talk about the sponsor who makes this podcast happen. Affleck. um, uh, I'm not gonna talk about the insurance company. No, I'm gonna talk about the Affleck duck. So this guy have a little bit of his history. So he came out to America in January 1st, 2000. So quite a long time ago. And he came out in was it in Columbus, Georgia, not Columbus, Ohio. It's Columbus, Georgia. There was like Affleck was a small insurance company, and no one knows what it is like at the time. And after that, since then, the Affleck that has been on commercial. After commercial, probably have about 75 or something commercial up to this day, and he became what's it called, like a household name. We have Ben Affleck. No. In 2003, so like a few years later, so Affleck Duck actually went abroad to Japan. So look at the sign. This is Affleck Duck, and all this is Japanese character. So this is I don't know what year that is, but like he's pretty popular in Japan, right? If you ask Japanese people, some of them will know is that Affleck Duck is an insurance company. Apparently, so he's famous that he got a commercial in Japan as well. As you go through this chapter with me, I'll show you a few. So it's really interesting. All right, so chapter 8. So we talk about energy and thermochemistry. Start right here. All right. So you're probably familiar with if you have a car, you pump the gas, go to the gas station. Octane is the major component in gasoline. We have octane, isooctane, right? And you are probably familiar with different grades. So we have 87, 89, 93. Those are the octane rating. And you're probably familiar with there are different grades, and you guys usually go regular because we're poor. But the mid grade, the super premium, or whatever for premium, all these are they actually produce the same energy, right? Not like you pump the most expensive one premium, but you can't go further. No, it's not that. They all produce the same energy, but they have what's it called? The different grades of gasoline depends on the amount of octane and isooctane in the gasoline mixer, right? So the one that have super premium right here, so they have higher octane rating, and that's more friendly to your car engine. Not just they produce more energy. Okay, I just compare to like if you go to a McDonald's or like a fancy restaurant, same calories, right? Same calories, but the fancy restaurant a little bit probably more tasty. Just some analogy. Anyway, go back in the day. So throughout our history, people have produced ethanol. So ethanol or ethyl alcohol. You might have heard the word ethyl alcohol. In wheat or corn, right? You probably have heard Luke Bryan sing a country song. Rain makes corn, corn makes whiskey, whiskey makes my baby feeling frisky. It's very popular, though. I just laugh about that song every time I heard it. Most people know alcohol as a beverage, but actually ethanol is used as a fuel for a long time ago. So this picture right here, this is probably the what is his name? I'm going to read right here. So Henry Ford's original Model T. I don't know what Model T is, but it's very first Ford that came out long time ago. All right, and this model can run on either gasoline or ethanol. All right. All right, long time ago, this is like in our history. So gasoline is cheaper than ethanol, and people just use gasoline as a automobile, all right? But things changed dramatically in 1970s. We got gasoline shortage, like a big shortage. This is what happened. You might have heard this organization. So organization of the petroleum exporting countries, so OPEC. Usually the members are usually the Middle Eastern countries, because the oil is right over there, right? So they a lot of people at the time, so a lot of people use gasoline and primarily into fuel their car, right, their automobiles, and there's a fear of shortage of this gasoline. So this is what they do. The OPEC, like those countries, decided to block shipment the oil or the gasoline to the US, Canada, Japan, Netherlands, and several other countries. Dude, that's like, what are we gonna do if we don't have if we don't have gasoline? Dude, that's a big change, right? That happened in 1973. The blockage start in I'm gonna look at right here, October 1973 until January 1974. So that's in the 4-month span. And that 4-month span, what happened? The gas price shot up 4 times. Can you imagine? So if you go to a gas station today, pump your gas, let's say 20 to 25 dollar per gallon, all right? And now the next week, or maybe the next 4 months, the price of gas shoot up to 80 or 100 dollars per gallon. How could you pay for that, right? So what happened? Oh, my bad. Hold on. Yeah. So what happened is, so there's a big shortage, and the price goes up for gasoline, and it's people can fill up to 10 gallons limit per person, right? So they have a big shortage. You're gonna see long line of cars waiting to pump the gas. It's very common. They got gas thieves. There's gas thieves too. Like people steal. Thieves are everywhere. In 1973 to 1974 are not a good year to live. so shortage in gasoline. They got a gas robbery. Things get expensive, and then even worse, there's no Instagram at the time. Who want to live in that time? No. So it's like go back to the COVID time that you can't, you go to a grocery store, you have a limited amount of stuff that you can buy. So it was a sad time. So 4 times increase in price gas, and this lead to seeking the new sources of fuel during the oil crisis. Though we call those in 1973, so oil crisis, right? So the United States and maybe some other countries. So we look for some other type of fuel, so we don't have to depend on the gasoline from OPEC. Okay, and in 1978, so the U.S. government began to provide subsidized or like a price or whatever to encourage farmers to produce corn for ethanol, right? So put a lot of money on here, and guess what? In 1978, companies slowly began producing gasoline blend with a small percentage of ethanol. So we have more corn. Corn was made into ethanol, and we start using ethanol mixed with gasoline. And 2005 to 2007, so the U.S. Congress passed 2 laws, right, that forced oil companies to mix ethanol with gasoline. You know, so we call gasohol. That's like gasoline and then alcohol, so we call gasohol. Okay. This new regulation dramatically increased the amount of corn used for ethanol production, and today about 40% of corn grown in the U.S. is actually is used to produce ethanol. Okay, looks like everything's going well, but not everyone is happy. This is what happened though. So due to the higher demand, anything if people want, the price shoot up, right? So during 2005 to 2008, the price of corn was double, and the farmer who rely on corn to feed their livestock and the price of so have a problem, and then the price of meat in like Walmart grocery store goes up. Dairy products are more expensive, so it's things. I mean, everything has effect from gasoline. So the law pour money into corn harvesting. So we try to produce more corn, more ethanol, more ethanol. There's a pro and con. Now let's take a look at pro right at a time. So pros create jobs in rural communities. So people go out, become a farmer, grow more corn. Decrease dependence on foreign fuel sources. So we don't have to depend or rely on gasoline from OPEC that much. Okay, we still have to, but not as much. The cons, so less annual budget for the other area. So the government put a lot of money, large chunk of money into producing corn. So they don't have this to do some other stuff, of course, right? And become a financial burden for people across country. And the question is going to be, right now we have a gasoline, and we also have gasohol, which is a mixture between gasoline and ethanol. Is it worth it to mix ethanol and gasoline? All right. So we in this chapter we're gonna talk about this like at the very end, but we're gonna talk about this first. So we're gonna talk about the reaction, like chemical reaction, then energy that involved in those reactions. And the study of the energy that involved in the chemical reaction is called the thermochemistry, which is a small area of thermodynamics. Okay, we're gonna learn about how about this energy in the reaction. How do we measure it? And what instrument do we use, and talk about the we call field value at the very end, and we're going to compare between the gasoline and the gasohol. Okay, all right, let's take a look. Go to the next video.